And here we are with Antlans.
Yep, starting off with the Rage Rock.
This monster is a heavyweight, a rare trait among Antlans. No simple light attack is going to budge it. The only drawback is that it moves a little slowly. A little.
Yeah, I mean, its speed is abysmal. Although some of its other stats were pretty good. That tail is a bit much.
Yeah. Even when he walks.
I mean, he looks like an ant.
You're right, his speed is pretty low. I guess he's just as fast as he is smart.
Mm-hmm. It's the Quinty.
With her cute looks, the Quinty is a popular monster, but if her battle opponent doesn't take her seriously, it's sure to get a painful surprise. I like this Antlan. They could have done a lot worse. They could have put a little, like, bikini on her. Like with the golems.
Those golems. Those poor golems.
Ugh!
It's the Blackus.
Ugh, I've never seen this before. It kind of looks like a thug, but it's actually pretty nice. Reminds me of Team Skull. It can say mean things at times, but it always gets really down on itself about it later. Ugh.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
Yep. That thing is creepy.
It's the Ecologia.
The Ecologia loves nature and it's the protector of the forest. Enjoying the flowers and plants, it patrols among the trees. Nobody had better disturb the forest's peace. I like this one, actually.
So, speaking of forest, it just reminded me. So I've been going through the... I think I told you, I don't think we finished the recordings yet. I got the Hayao Miyazaki collection. I just butchered his name. So we've been going through like all the Studio Ghibli stuff with my wife and I, and she's seen it all for the first time. We got to Nausicaa this week.
Oh yeah, I love that one.
And you had told me I needed to watch it in English because Patrick Stewart does voice, and there's a couple other really famous people who did voice work in it as well. There's like Uma Thurman and I think Shia LaBeouf as well, which is not really necessarily credited with that. Anyway, so we started watching it. We're about 20 minutes in, and my wife is like, can we stop? And I'm like, what? Why? And she's like, I just keep seeing Captain Picard. She's like, he's doing a really, really good job, but can we switch it to Japanese?
That's
and start
funny.
over? And so we rewound it, we started over and did it all in Japanese, and she's like, I just enjoy it so much more in Japanese. And I'm like, I married the right woman.
Wow, that's awesome. You don't hear that very often.
I know, right? Like, she doesn't like anime. Like, she never grew up watching anime. So for her to, like, choose subs over dubs, I'm like, yes!
The funny thing is we had the opposite experience when Helper and I started Final Fantasy 15. Out of habit, I always choose, if I have Japanese dialogue, I always turn it on. But the funny thing is, there was so much going on that we couldn't keep up with the subtitles and watch the action, so we had to go to English because there was just so much going on. And at first I couldn't stand some of their English voices, but I finally gotten used to it, and I like some of their jokes, you know, and I don't know if they translated well or not, if they just made new jokes for English, but their voices were so much better in Japanese, but unfortunately I just couldn't watch the action. It was so fast. And read the subtitles at the same time. I've never had that problem before, but even Helper was like, yeah, this is a bit much. It's just, it went too quick. Anyways.
Yeah. It's the Proto-Ant.
A rare Antlan-type robot weapon created by long-ago scientists. Thanks to the huge radar on its forehead, it has amazing control over its attacks. This is one of my favorite Antlans. Of course, there's a theme here with me and sub-Hengars.
Yeah, well, to be fair, anything sub-Hengar or anything Hengar related is kind of awesome.
Yeah.
It's the Eval.
The Eval was born in the darkness and lives in the darkness. We live in the darkness.
Sorry, okay. Do you want to explain this one?
So, back when Helper Icon and I were back in college, what was it, computer architecture? It was the first...
software engineering.
Software engineering. It was the first day, and the professor walks in very slowly, and he comes in very slowly, he doesn't say anything, and he turns around, the first thing he says to the class is, "We live in the darkness."
She's not exaggerating, that is actually what he said.
And he said it that way, and and that really should have given us the red flag, but that's how the rest of the semester was going, but literally, I remember nothing else from this class except for that. And we still quote it to this day.
it was just like, it was so weird. Well, and then he proceeded to like give us the Greek word for light and darkness, and then it showed up on the pop quiz the next week.
It did! I'd forgotten that.
It was a software engineering class. What does any of that have to... Anyway, nice guy, but it was a weird class.
It was very strange, and yeah, and I just... I can't believe we still quote it. How many years has it been? Ugh.
Yeah.
Skilled in spy maneuvers, they say it has a stealth device on its body that can make it invisible.
How many years has it? It's been 12 years, I think, since we did... Wow, are we that old?
No, it couldn't have been, because our... Wait, no, I graduated high school in 2002.
Yeah, I know. And we both graduated from college in 2007.
Couldn't that have
It's
been...
now 2017.
Oh my god, I feel old.
I know, right? I mean, that was our junior year, I think.
Yeah. Goodness
So that would have been about 12 years ago. Maybe 11.
I'm old.
It's the Rhino.
And I can't believe I'm recording. No wonder, you know, people say I play old games. I'm like, these games aren't old, but I guess they are.
We're old.
And we're sitting here talking about the Commodore 64.
Okay, that I never played Commodore 64. Like, I've only ever seen it like in retrospect. I was not around for that.
Yeah, you were around. You just didn't have one.
Or I wasn't even aware of it until like a decade after it was already a dead platform.
Yeah. Despite the way it looks, this monster is the fastest Antlan, but it's not very good at using its brakes and crashes into things to stop. That's why it's banged up.
What a random description.
That is a very random... And his feet bother me. Your feet, sir, they bother me. Speaking of which, so one of my coworkers... So we use something called Slack at work. So you can... It's kind of like an IRC. So you can have a...
For people who have not heard of Slack, they're not going to know what IRC is.
Okay, so yeah, pretty much you can have a channel... like an IM channel.
Like a chat room.
Yeah, like a chat room with a bunch of people. And one of my coworkers was asking me about fonts, and he says, so can I not use a serif font at all? And one of my other coworkers comes up and he goes, why don't you like feet? And I never understood why he said this, but it's been days and I'm still laughing. Like, I'll just start busting out laughing in the middle of a meeting, and then I go, are you still laughing about the feet?
To be clear, serif fonts, for anybody who doesn't know, are the ones that have the little designy things on the edges of the fonts. And
yeah.
So, like, you get like your A, and it has little tiny feet at the bottom of the letter A on the like the capital A.
It does, but that's not very common for people to know or talk about. So the fact, and he was a tester, he wasn't a developer, so that's what made it funnier. And he, of course, he was being so technical. He goes, "What does this have to do with anything?" And of course, he didn't. The developer who was asking wasn't familiar with this stuff, so he didn't understand the joke. But I just, oh my gosh, it's so funny.
Busted a laughing type of thing.
Yes.
It's the Falcolan.
The Falcolan guards over the skies. It's rather aloof, but when it's really needed, it comes flying up at Mach speed.
Mm-hmm.
We almost had this Antlan.
It's cool, but its eyes confuse me.
It does, yeah.
It's the Antlan.
Always a fair fighter because of its eyebrows. The Antlan inspires many kids with love and courage. The perfect hero of justice. It has very cool looking horns, which it's very proud of. Antlan.
It just screams superhero, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
The Redburn.
A passionate hero filled with determination. It loves the cause of justice, but sometimes it gets carried away with winds and winds up accomplishing nothing. And I don't know why I almost said donuts.
So seeing like the spiky hair looking stuff on top?
Yeah.
Right before we were recording, my wife was showing me a video, and I'm like, what is this thing? It's like some guy painting something, and she's like, I don't know, like, it's really fascinating to watch him do it, but it's like, let me see what the title is. It's like, something like Goku Super Saiyajin? I just busted out laughing. She's like, what? What is it? And I'm like, you'll see in just a second.
That's funny.
The Pharaoh Eye.
They say the Pharaoh Eye can see into the minds of its opponents. Because it can always read the other guy's next move, it must be really hard to fight. Didn't we finally choose an Antlan for the LP? But we only had it for like a week before we beat the game?
I think so. Was it this one?
I can't remember. I think this is one. I know this is the one I wanted. I don't know if we went with it.
This is really sad. I can't remember which one we did.
Well, I know, but we only had him for like a week or two before the game ended, to be fair.
Which was like one recording.
Yeah.
It's the Dolaine.
With flames of justice burning from its forehead, with no eyebrows, it chases down evil when it's just... Sorry. When its just anger reaches...
When it's just anger.
I don't understand the sentence.
When it's, like, righteous anger.
Oh!
Like,
when it's... Oh, okay, thank you. When its just anger reaches a peak, the flames on its forehead flare up. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be asking for help, guys. So, I can actually be social.
It's got, like, an egghead look to it there.
Yeah, I don't like it.
You do like it?
I don't like it.
Oh, I was gonna say, I was like, seriously? It's the ant. Red.
I think it's supposed to be the Antlan Ranger Red. But one of the Antlan Rangers, a team of superheroes, it hates evil with its bright red body and just heart. See, I'm learning. It's the leader of the group. It's got a giant A on his belt. I like the hero designs, actually. Since they keep talking about hero this, hero that, I think they did a good job making them look like heroes.
We did do the Pharaoh Eye. His name was Reva.
That's right, the great Reva.
I pulled the video.
I don't know why this makes me think of something that belongs in Slayers. I don't even know why. Like that one Slayers episode where they go to the hero of the island of superheroes.
What season was that?
It was the last season.
Oh, I only ever saw that one time with you.
Yeah, right. I remember watching it because every time I said, "Where's Zelos?" 5 seconds later he'd show up, and you were wondering if I was like psychic or something.
Well, honestly, Where's Zelos is pretty much an indication that he hasn't been featured in the last 5 minutes, so it's time to feature him again. Because he is, I have to admit, he's basically like one of the best characters, if not the best one in the entire series.
He is, yeah.
And so, yeah. Anyway, Ant Blue.
One of the Antlan Rangers, a team of superheroes. It lost its memory long ago, but it's doing okay now, deftly displaying its abilities. It pulls the group together. He's got an arrow pointing up at his head.
Yes, he does.
Look up
and
here.
A great green scarf.
Yeah.
He's got like goggles or something going on, almost, it looks like.
It kind of does. That's what I was trying to figure out if they were supposed to be like goggles, but... Oh, he's got an A on his belt too. That's not fair. Do they all have A? They do.
It's the Ant Yellow.
One of the Antlan Rangers, a team of superheroes. Big and strong, it loves to eat. It can be scatterbrained at times, but the team loves him anyway.
It's like the Michelangelo.
I was just about to say that. But I didn't. I wanted to say it, but I couldn't remember which one it was. It's been a while.
So, what was I? I was watching a video the other day with somebody, and they were talking about Sequest, DSV, and the person that pauses the video and goes, what is Sequest? I'm like, it's like Star Trek The Next Generation, but underwater.
Yeah.
And like about 10 seconds later in the video, somebody goes, what is Sequest? Like, what are you even talking about? And the guy who was talking about it is like, oh, it's like Star Trek The Next Generation, but underwater. Like, word for word exactly what I just said. And I was like, yes!
That's funny.
Dark Antlan.
With the strength of the 3 beast gods and the heart of the Antlan Rangers, it's a powerful dark hero. The dark blade in its hand slashes through evil. This is the one we were trying to get for a while.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, we went through like a ton of CDs, like specific CDs, trying to get it to generate, and it wouldn't.
Unfortunately not.
He's got a D on his belt.
It's a really interesting looking one.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, actually.
Look at those stats.
Goodness gracious, you're right. Except for it has no intelligence.
It's
like a normal evil person. Okay.
We're telling it what to do. It doesn't need intelligence.
So I think, yeah, that was the last Antlan. And so we'll see you guys next time for the Garus. Bye for now.